The violence spilled over into Orgreave village as miners were chased through the streets by mounted police. It was here that a photograph was taken that would become one of the defining images of the miners' strike. "30 years on, the woman in that photo, Leslie Boulton, is reunited for the first time with the man who took it.
Hello, John.
Leslie Boulton.
John Harris. God, you've
30 years.
30 years.
Wow.
Your bloody photograph has dogged my footsteps
It
for 30
must
years.
have.
Photojournalist John Harris spent 12 months photographing the strike from the front line, while mum of two Leslie was there as part of the Women Against Pit Closures movement.
So the spot was just up here, wasn't it?
The bus stops is gone.
Yep, I
think the
recognise it.
wall.
Oh God, it's like it was yesterday.
This is the same wall.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And the
There's
bus
a fence.
stop. Yeah, there's a fence now. I'd come out of hiding after the initial police charge that had driven us back into the village. And I was walking up the road and I saw some horrific things. The young man being beaten up by a police officer on the car that you got a photograph of. It was absolute mayhem.
So I'd come over here because I'd seen there was something going on. So I was somewhere a bit further back. I did some pictures of the guy on the floor with a colleague of mine who dropped his cameras and was actually trying to help.
So I went and had a look and thought, I think he needs an ambulance. So I just stood up, turned round, and the next moment, this mounted officer charged.
I heard this one officer shout, "I'm going to have you as well, you bitch." And they came cantering down upon Leslie. So I just grabbed a couple of frames and legged it.
Somebody behind me pulled me out of the way, thank God. And then they were past.
John's photograph became one of the iconic images of 1984.
It was just a very good, dynamic picture, and it did sum up, in many ways, the kind of awful brutality of it, and the impunity that the police had. There was nobody reining them in, there was nobody holding them in check.
Yeah.
Nobody was saying, hang on a minute, is it actually all right to treat people in this way?
30 years on, Leslie Boulton continues to campaign for a full inquiry into what happened that day in Orgreave and the tactics used by the police throughout the strike.
We want to know how far up the actual decisions went for the way the strike was policed, because I think the mining communities are entitled to some accountability.